Welcome to Familypreneur, the podcast for parent entrepreneurs
raising kidpreneurs.
It's time for your weekly dose of inspiration and actionable tips to build your business and find better balance, all while strengthening your family. And now we'd like to introduce your host.
She's my mom and thebomb.com,
Meg Brunson.
Hey there, and welcome to episode number 62 of the Familypreneur podcast. If this is your first time finding us, welcome. On Fridays, our content is focused on family. So this is my opportunity as a familypreneur, as a mom, as a business owner, to talk about some family-related content, how we are approaching balance as it relates to our family. On Monday, we will jump into some marketing content. So my background is in Facebook marketing. I'm a former Facebook employee, and that's what we talk about on marketing is business, marketing, entrepreneurship, the preneur side of the familypreneur. And then on Wednesday, we have our midweek masterminds. Those are the interviews that you've come to know and love. We started as an interview show a year ago, and we've switched things up this year with our 3-day-a-week structure. Another fun fact about our Wednesday midweek masterminds is that starting with episode number 67, we are going to be alternating between adult and child guests. So we have found some amazing entrepreneurs, familypreneurs over the past year. And this year, we're going to introduce you to some kidpreneurs. So these are youth, teens, between the ages of 7, maybe we'll find somebody younger, but so far 7 and 16, 17, who are CEOs of their business and making amazing things happen. Those stories are going to be inspirational for you as a parent. They're going to give you parenting ideas and ways to support your kids through their own entrepreneurial explorations. And they're also going to be really fun for your kids to listen to because they're going to get to hear from peers, from kids their own ages who are doing really cool things with their spare time. So today, for our Family Friday fun, I want to talk about date nights. But I'm not just going to talk about it. I also want to give away something exciting. So at the end of this episode, I will talk about the giveaway, and I am going to give away my secret to indefinite numbers of perfect date nights. What does it mean? Stick around to the end to find out. It has been a source of stress for me pretty much throughout my whole relationship with my husband. So my husband and I never had that traditional dating experience. As soon as we met, there were kids involved, and we jumped into family before we ever really had solo time. So date nights were never a thing for us. Babysitters were always hard to come by, and now we live in a city without any family. So we don't have the support of parents or grandparents or cousins or sisters, and we rarely get the opportunity to have a date night or have a night out without paying out the nose. We have 4 kids. They are 3, 5, 7, and 11, so not quite at the age of having a responsible babysitter yet. And the price range for hiring a babysitter is astronomical. So it's typically like $10 to $15 per hour per child. Now, we've found some sitters who are willing to be a little bit lower than that, but it's still going to we're still looking at $100 plus for the typical dinner and movie night out if we want a babysitter for all 4 of our kids. And who can afford that? It makes date nights kind of impossible for us to ever enjoy. So 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago, I wrote one of my first blog posts on my website about surviving marriage without date nights. So my husband and I have been together for, oh gosh, I'm so bad with dates, 10 years-ish. And we have definitely gotten to a point where we've found that balance. We've found some strategies that allow us to still feel connected despite not being able to actually go out and have a formal date night. So 3 years ago, I wrote about those strategies. I'm going to summarize them really quickly, and I will link to that original blog post. So we talked about unplugging. My husband is a gamer and I'm a social media addict. And now that I'm entrepreneurial, I've got my business at my fingertips all the time. It can be really easy to keep working on our business into the wee hours of the night. And we really need to step back and turn the business off, really being intentional about the time that we would be together and unplugged. If you listen to episode number 1, I talk about my dad a little bit. And growing up, he was the manager of a local movie theater. So movies have always been a really big part of my life. And I still love curling up and watching a movie and having a snack, a nice treat. And so my husband and I do a lot of movie watching together. We're also big Netflix lovers. So we typically binge watch, a bunch of series, which is almost the same thing as a movie, right? If you binge watch like 4 episodes, it's like a little mini movie in itself. So we're always watching Netflix, and that to us refuels us. So you have to find what refuels you. Maybe it is watching TV, which is, a version of plugging in, or maybe it's completely unplugging and being able to really enjoy each other's presence. A great idea that I've never really been able to take advantage of is to swap a sitter. So finding another family that's in a similar boat and then setting up that swap. Now, I find that that's probably easier if you're willing to swap time during the day, because at night, kids have to go to bed. And so that swap doesn't always work out as clean as it should conceptually. The final tip I gave 3 years ago is to be honest with each other. So if you're at a point where you need a break, which might just mean a solo trip to the grocery store or somebody else taking care of the responsibilities so that you can take a break, to communicate that with your husband or your spouse. It may mean that you have to give up on date night for a week because you need to take care of yourself. And it's that whole airplane mentality, right? Take care of yourself before you can take care of other people. Well, we have a new approach to date nights, so I wanted to revisit this. Now, when I wrote about this content 3 years ago, I got some comments on my blog post, and Marie mentioned that she loved the post and that's where, things were for her and her husband. But she got really excited because her and her husband started doing jigsaw puzzles together. And I think puzzle sounds fun. I've just never been a big puzzle person. And so my reply to that was that I really wish there were board games that would be fun with just 2 people. So I searched high and far, looking for board games that would be fun and exciting for 2 people to play, something that my husband and I could do together, and I wasn't able to find anything. And no joke, I've been looking for 3 years. But I am excited to tell you that although I did not find a board game, I did find something. Or maybe you can say someone. And we now have regular date nights with Alexa. So we got the Echo Dot around Black Friday because it was on sale. But even not on sale, it's not super expensive. And I'm kind of surprised to find that a lot of my friends aren't even really clear on how Alexa works. So it's a little speaker. That's kind of all it is. It looks like a speaker, and you plug it into the wall, and it connects through Bluetooth and through Wi-Fi, and it uses the internet and its own internal magic to hear you and respond to you. One of the things that Alexa has access to is a bunch of games, you guys. It's my answer. It's the answer to my prayers, to my searches. And we have found so much fun in playing a variety of games on Alexa. So a couple of our favorites. Alexa has Jeopardy. All right, maybe that makes me sound old, but I love Jeopardy. We love trivia. And every day, Monday through Friday, you can play a game of Jeopardy with Alexa. She has 12 categories And they're the same categories, allegedly, the same categories that they have on Jeopardy during the normal TV show, but we don't watch the TV show because we don't have cable. But anyhow, so there are 12 categories, and for that, we play it together. So we play Jeopardy Monday through Friday, and we typically play it like couples Jeopardy. And it's just kind of a lot of fun to play, and at the end, see how you measure up to other people who are playing that game on Alexa. We've tried a couple other games, but without a doubt, our favorite is a game called Song Quiz. What happens is you can choose between decades. So it's going to ask you what type of music you want to play with. You can choose 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. And we always go with 90s because we were 80s babies, but we were 90s kids. They play a short snippet of a song, and you have to guess the artist or title. So if you get one, the artist or the title, you get points. And if you get both, you get bonus points. When we play that game, we play 2 players. And so we play against each other. Now, he does normally win, but that's okay. I win sometimes. And it's been a really fun experience. So we've unlocked some new songs. We're learning a lot more about 90s music, about who sings what. And we've discovered that it pairs really well with a glass of wine. I feel like it's the board game I was looking for that isn't a board game. There's no cleanup. There's no pieces. It's our Alexa device, which we also love for an abundance of other things. I really just wanted to share, number one, date nights are important. Just like you have to take care of yourself, you have to take care of your marriage. Because when you are taking care of yourself and when you're taking care of each other, the whole family is going to be stronger for that. If your relationship is strained, your kids will feel it. We've been there. I can totally relate to that. And I wanted to give you this opportunity, this idea that for $30, you can get the Amazon Dot. You can put it in your common area. There are fun games for your kids to play too. But by far, the way that Alexa has enhanced my life the most is by giving my husband and I a date night experience that we absolutely love. And we look forward to it every night. So we still do our Netflix. We're still binge watching shows. But we definitely look forward to the games that we play together with Alexa. If you are looking for an affordable way to get some ongoing date nights, I highly suggest looking into Alexa. I'm sure that the Google versions and the Apple versions, do similar things. Typically, I'm a big Apple girl, but Alexa is a great option. I will put a link to the Alexa device that we personally purchased and we love in the show notes. And I'm going to give one away. So if you head over to the show notes to megbrunson.com/62 and you are listening to this right around the time when it actually releases, you will have the opportunity to enter to win your very own Echo Dot. We will leave that giveaway open through the end of January. So if you're listening to that between January 18th and January 31st, 2019, there is still time to enter. So again, head over to megbrunson.com/62 to do that. And I hope that you are able to carve out some time for a date night, whether you are one of the lucky ones that has a sitter and a fun place to go or not. Have a great week, and I hope to see you again on Monday and Wednesday, and back here next Friday. Bye.
Do us a favor. Share this podcast to a friend. It's like my mom always says, sharing is caring.